Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Leadership Show this afternoon. You're welcome. This is a wonderful opportunity we have to discuss something that challenges all of us as a nation. And okay, before I tell you more, let me talk to you about who is here with me this afternoon. Let me tell you. Okay, according to Kofi Annan, the former UN Secretary General, education is the only human rights that has the power to transform. As factual as this is, we are worried about the level of decay in the education system in Nigeria. Are the handlers from both public and private sectors still aware of the roles education can play in transforming and developing our country? To answer these questions and more this afternoon is Professor Okee Okoro, an erudite scholar, university dumb, leadership expert, and human rights activist who is always on the side of the truth, no matter whose ox is God. Professor Okee Okoro is a professor of library and information science and the current dean of student affairs, Imo State University, Owerri. He served as the university librarian for 10 years from 1st January 2007 until 31st January 2017. Between 2013 and 2015, he served in the Imo State Government Executive Council as Honorable Commissioner for Petroleum and Environment, and for about 7 months within the period, he was also the Supervisory Commissioner for Transport and Tourism. He started his professional career as the Assistant Librarian of the Center for Igbo Studies, Abia State University, Uturu, and later moved to Imo State University, Owerri, where he blossomed. He was first appointed the University Librarian of the Imo State University on 1st February 2007 and was reappointed in that capacity for a second term by the University Governing Council following his professional strides and performance on the job. Between 2019 and 2013, the same Professor Okee Okoro was appointed to the onerously demanding and highly challenging position of the University of Ombudsman, which made him the University Public Complaints Officer, or EFCC. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Library Association, member of all relevant library associations, a resource person to so many groups, universities, and agencies. Professor Okee Okoro is steadfast, principled, thoroughbred, and unapologetic. As a reward for hard work, he has received several awards and acclamations from different groups, institutions, and individuals in honor of his integrity, human rights, and development activities. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready as we discuss matters arising on the education system and development in Nigeria. At this juncture, I want to welcome you, Prof. Prof, you're welcome to the show this afternoon.
Thank you, my brother, and welcome our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, on behalf of my boss, Ugwumba, we want to really appreciate you for stealing 1 hour, one whole hour from your tight schedule this afternoon. I know it wasn't easy getting you to agree to appear on the show, but because of the love you have for the system, you oblige us. It's a pleasure, sir. It's a pleasure. From all of us here at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, we appreciate you, Prof.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to thank all of you, especially the Ugwumba Uchemosu himself, who is both a friend and brother. In fact, we share so many things in common. We are commissioner in the state together, and we relate so well. He's a very circumspect young man, and I appreciate especially this matter of ensuring that voices are heard, especially on a talk show like this. I want to thank him for having this noble project, and all of you there in the house who have done everything to make sure that people can, get this live stream, live to every person around the globe, especially talking about things that concern all of us. I want to say we're happy. So it's a great day being here with you, and no time spent is wasted. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Very good, very good, very good. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. I just read out your profile, an amazing one at that. So, Prof, I want to say congratulations once again. And then, can you share with us, a little about your background, because you have achieved so much within a short time. So, can you tell us what happened, your background? Did it help you or what? Just tell us briefly.
Well, like they say, some have their nose cracked by benevolent spirits. For people like us, we know God really helped us by at least letting us to be born and then keeping us alive. But the other issues about stride in life, I think, is about, God here and there, ordering our steps, because it wasn't by anything except that we are lucky to be where we are. Privileges, nothing that makes one to be so outstanding. The truth about life is that when you start growing up, by the time you are in primary school, getting to secondary school, getting to university, you must also make up your mind. You make up your mind in directions like, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to do this, I want to do that. So what did we decide to do? We chose, at least for myself, that I want to live a good life, God helping me. And living that good life, I know that going to school is important. And being in school, I said, try to be the best of what you are. So we may not go to the best schools, but if you put yourself right in whatever you're doing, even the thing that is not best will come out to be right. So that was what happened. So I went to a good school, at least at the primary. I went to also a modest school at the secondary, and I went to a good public university. And in all those instances, I was never truant. I never wasted my time. I tried all the time to do what is required. I attended classes, I attended lectures, I did my assignments. I spent time to read, because I know that even when somebody is trying to teach you, you must also put your own effort. So in all that, it helped me also to graduate well. I graduated in good honors degree. And I came back afterwards as a lecturer, even with a first degree. So that will tell you how it is. So at about 20, I was already a graduate. And about the time I was 22, I had come back as a lecturer. So I want to say that it was a good background not raised by parents, but by self-discipline. Because my parents never insisted I shouldn't smoke, I shouldn't drink, I shouldn't go to parties, I shouldn't do that. But I said to myself, those things are good. I'd rather I spend my energies in other areas. I had good pastime. I play football, I play draft, I play all those things, table tennis, and anything I do, I try to be strong at it. So if you see me doing any of those things, you know that there's something about me. So as a person, I devoted myself to anything I want to do, and never on the wrong side. In the universities, people will do cheating, people will do all kinds of things, including courtism. I never went that direction. And also, I know that doing right is right, and when you do what is wrong, is wrong. So I tried, even though I'm not a religious, a highly holy person or righteous person, but I was never on the side of evil. So, and I prayed God to help me, and I know God did, because the storyline is that I went to school, I saw, and I conquered. I did so well. My colleagues in school, many of them are professors like myself, and they know that while we were in school, that I was a very clear, busy brain. So I want to thank God for that. I want to say that, yes, that is the short background. Even though sometimes too, you say, how did it happen? I come from a place where not too many persons are even graduates as we speak. I come from Ebema, Hajima, local government of Imo State, Nigeria. And even now, we are known. People you're looking for a steward, you're looking for a cook, you're looking for a house help. They say, go to Hajima. The good thing is that each person we have who venture to do something, we do it very well. Because if I win the police, you see us rise to the top. There's Mike Okiro there. He rose up to become the Inspector of Police in this country. Prof. was there sometime. became Vice Chancellor, he became Secretary Committee of Vice Chancellors and all. And then those of us who were in everything, even in politics, we do well. So I thank God that even as a lecturer, I have followed their footsteps, which is more like what we are known for, people of Ohaji Bema. So those of us who go to school, we do well. Those of us who do business, we do well. And that is just that. I think my background in terms of story is that God has been there for me, and I have always cherished right principles and pursued it. I never went to what is not on that side, and that is it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, while you were telling us a brief about your background, I had something that you never told me before. You said you graduated at 20 years and then came back as a lecturer at 22. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said. And by the time I was 23 years, the persons I taught were already graduates. Because when I came into the university as lecturer, I was teaching the third year students. So, and then it took just 1 year, they graduated. So even as I speak, I've been a lecturer for 3 decades and more. This is 32 years I've been a lecturer. So it's something to really thank God for. So God has been gracious. But then we need to put our energies also to make God's work in us to flourish. So yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing, sir. How many years I've known you? I've not had this part of this stuff. I mean, I've never heard about this, concerning you. It's really amazing. Thank God for bringing you to the show this afternoon. Thank you so much. So, sir, let's go to the issue of the matter. We are discussing education, a tool for transformation and development. So like I said during the introduction, we are worried at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. We are worried, at the level of decay we have in the system today is really terrible and really discomforting. So let me go to a few questions I have for you. Now, the former Secretary General of the UN, Kofi Annan, said that education is the only human rights that has the power to transform. On education, we have so many other human rights, but he picked education as the only one that has the power for transformation. Sir, do you agree with him?
I 100% agree with him. And I will add further to say that Kofi Annan is not only right, he's also being revolutionary. Because when you are talking about education, the first thing somebody will ask is, what do you mean? Some people think that to be educated is to have the ability to read things. That's why they say, you can't even read common English. You don't need to read English to be educated. There are Chinese professors who don't know even come in English. So what it means to be educated is to be lettered. You can be lettered in a particular language. It can also be tutored, well circumspect in one area of life or the other. So you can be educated in your trade. So education is not about reading and writing, especially in a particular language. Now, Plato says something about education, and I want to put what Plato said, which is a standpoint, and which supports what Kofi Annan said. Plato said that, and I'm quoting now, that education is that which makes a man to pursue the ideals of good citizenship and teaches him how best to rule and to obey. That other sort of training, which leads to the acquisition of wealth or bodily strength, apart from intelligence and justice, is mean and illiberal and not worthy to be called education at all. Now, let's look at that statement. Education makes you to pursue the ideas of good citizenship. Being a good citizen, you pursue it, the ideals. And what are the ideals? It is not good to do what is wrong. It is not good to cheat. It is not good not to pay your taxes. It is not good to destroy government property. It is not good to humiliate another. All those things that are not good. You see, all the constitutional provisions, don't do. All those things are what leads to good citizenship. That is what education should teach one. So if you're educated and you cannot do the right thing, there's no education in you. There's nothing education about you. If you're educated and you start, being in bribery and corruption, you're not educated. If you're educated and you cannot protect the rights and privileges of the other person, you're not educated. It will teach you the ideals of good citizenship and will teach you how rightly to rule and to obey. You say you're educated and you cannot obey instructions. There's a traffic light, you jump it. They say people should not do this. You say for what? And you cross the Rubicon. It is wrong. And he said again that other sort of training, which leads to the acquisition of wealth and bodily strength. Somebody is being educated, you want to go to school, you want to study a course because that course will make you make money, get too much money. Or you're now saying, let me study this or let me do this so that I make more money. You're thinking of acquisition of wealth or bodily strength, apart from intelligence and justice. You say that education is mean and illiberal and not worthy to be called education at all. So education, especially in Africa, should be redirected so that it will meet the format, the model.
Okay, fantastic. Prof, are you done with that? Hello, Prof, are you done? Hello. Hello, Prof, are you done with that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing. I just had another definition of what education means from Plato, and that is about learning how to the ideas of good citizenship. So that if you cannot say you are educated if you don't obey rules and regulations. That's the angle that Plato brought in, in his own definition of education. You cannot also say you are educated if you take pride or delight in destroying government properties. You cannot say you are also educated, if you are engaged in banditry and terrorism and a whole lot of other things that Prof has just rolled out. So education is not just about reading and writing. There's so much more to education, and that is why we say that education has power for transformation, as defined by Kofi Annan. So that's why we brought an erudite scholar, a university done, Professor Okee Okoro, to discuss all of this with us this afternoon. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you are here and I'm sure you are learning. So get ready for with your questions and your comments as we wait for the Prof to come back on the show. It's a pity that maybe he had some technical issues, that's why he's off. So as we wait for him, get ready for with your questions and your comments, so that we can do justice to this discussion, all of us together this afternoon. Okay, Fanquat, you're welcome. I see some of the yeah, good. The comments are coming. Fanquat Daburak, happy to join the conversation. Very good. Fanquat, I'm sure you are learning from this conversation. Okay, Osuji Cosmos is saying this is good, this is good, this is good, very good. It's highly educative and inspiring. I'm sure Prof is trying to find his way back so that the discussion can continue. Okay, so while we wait for him, let's go on a short break. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are still broadcasting from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa, and today we are discussing education, the tool for transformation, with Professor Okee Okoro, the current Dean of Student Affairs, Imo State University, Owerri. Imo State University, Owerri. He was former the university librarian for 10 whole years at a stretch, and after that, you know, he became the Dean of Student Affairs, and I'm sure that he's hurrying to come back and join us on the studio while we wait. You know, so just exercise patience a little more as we bring Prof back to the show to talk about a whole lot of issues, you know, the things that are wrong with the education system and the ways forward. We must find a way to resolve, you know, the issues and then to revamp the system. This is a clarion call for everyone, every stakeholder, especially the government officials. Something has to be done. Something has to be done about our education system. So Prof is back. Okay. So sorry for that break in transmission from his end, and I'm sure we're okay. He's coming up now. Let's see what happens. Prof, are you there now? Hello, Prof, are you there now? Hello, Prof. Oh, yeah, Prof, you're welcome.
Yes.
So sorry, I know you had a technical hitch there. That was why your network went off. We couldn't hear from you again. So you're welcome back to the show. And you know, we had some guests here. I mean,
yes.
Yes, audience. Fanquat is here. He said happy to join the conversation. He's happy that he's joining us from where he is. I think that's Plateau State. This is Osuji. Okay, Fanquat. Then this is Osuji Postmos.
Yes.
I think Osuji Postmos is from Imo State. So he said this is good. So Prof, you're welcome back. And then let's go.
Maybe I have to change.
Okay, your network. Hello.
Yes, I'm
Hello?
hearing you now.
I'm
hearing you now.
Okay, very good, very good. So sorry for that. You know, I tried to recap what you said about education. You know, according to Plato, you said that education, you know, gives you makes a man, you know, begin to pursue the ideas of good citizenship. And if you cannot say you are educated, if you take light. Yes, you cannot say you're educated when you take delight in destroying government properties. You can you cannot also say you're educated when you get involved in banditry, in terrorism, and then in breaking rules and regulations. You know, so these are some of the what we got from the definition you told us about education. You
yes.
know, as far. Okay, good. So, do you have anything more to say there before we go to another thing? Hello, sir. Okay, is it better now? Okay, check your mic. I can't hear you. Check your mic. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay. Hello, say something. Let me see.
I'm hearing you.
Okay. Put your camera on. Put your camera on. Check your camera. Can you see me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
You're hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. I think let's go with that one. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I am.
Hear me? Okay, sorry for all
I'm
of
hearing
this.
you.
I have very good. So, you know, you were telling us about, you were giving us another definition of what education means. Okay, you
Yes.
quoted. Okay. So are you done with that, or you want to say something more?
Yes, I'm done with that. What I'm now doing is like a summation. The summation is that when somebody is educated or claims he's educated, not pursuing then the person is not properly educated.
Correct. Okay. Good. Okay, now going, in the strength of that, so it also means that development should not be a challenge in any nation whose populace are well educated. So why is it not working for us? Considering the number of educated people we have in Nigeria, why is it not working for us? If education has the power to do all those that we have listed out there, so why is it not working for us in Nigeria?
Yes, you see, the issue about Nigeria is a systemic problem. It's a systemic failure. Because those who say they're educated, we need to check their education first. Because not when somebody claims he has done something or that he has bathed, you believe that person. If somebody says he's educated, you check again, what are the attributes of an educated person? Is it showing in the person? Is the person being exemplary of an educated person? And if the answers are no, then it will be wrong to assume that the person is educated. So we have so many persons who actually went to school, but they are not educated. Because being education does not mean having a certificate. It means being certified. You must be principled. You must be able to distinguish essentials from non-essentials. You must be able to know that this is right and this is wrong. In matters of morals, you must not be neutral. You must say this is right and this is wrong. If somebody is educated and reads a section of the Nigerian Constitution, and that section says that you should not pay, for instance, for bail, and then somebody says no, you have to pay, and then the person says you have to pay, something is wrong. All of them are not educated. Because if this is what the Constitution says, and this is what is written, and somebody is misinterpreting or reinterpreting it, then something is wrong. So the reason everything that we are saying upon the level of education or educated people we have in Nigeria and Africa, upon the number of schools, upon the levels of so-called graduations we do every year, why it's not working is because we are not doing it in the right direction. It's not about lip service. You must do something and do it appropriately. So that is why it's not working. So it's not as if we can't get it right, but the system is wrong. And from a wrong system, you can't get a right action. If somebody who commits an offense should be punished, and 100 persons, 1,000 persons commit offenses and they are not punished, then what are you talking about? So that's the thing. In a proper climb, things are put in perspective and they are put in place. Move this way, do this, do this, do this. If you do this, this is the action. If you do this, this is the result. And in our own case, we are doing things the other way around. So there has no education at all. All we have schools churning out people, but what they are churning out are not properly educated minds. We have people who have certificates, but they are not educated. If you are educated, you must do the right thing. You must be a good citizen. You cannot put the name of your nation down. You cannot put the name of your organization down. You cannot put even your own name down. You will not say it doesn't matter, cheating is right. No. We must have outlaws, yes, but not when 90-something% are outlaws, behaving like outlaws, lawlessly. So that is what we are saying. The thing is not working because the persons who are driving the machine, the persons who are in control, are not doing the right thing. It's a systemic failure. So that is the truth.
Oh, it's a systemic failure. That is why the transformational power of education is not working for us in Nigeria. That is a takeaway for us from this discussion this afternoon. So, Prof, I wanted to, I think you have spoken a little bit of what I wanted to ask you next. Okay, but let me still go there in case you have something more to say. Now, today, the system produces ill-equipped graduates that cannot even write their names. I've engaged a number of people during job interviews. They cannot write letters of interview. Application. They cannot write very well. They don't even know how to speak very well. And this bothers me a lot because it's not one person, it's not two. I've encountered so many of them, and I think running into their thousands now. So, Prof, I want to ask you, how did we get here? How did we get here eventually? Because I know you and I went through good public schools, primary and secondary schools, and we are what we are today. So I don't know why the others that followed after us cannot match us. So it's a pity and it's a problem that I want you to tell us how we got here. Prof, are you still there? Oh, I think we're going to have issues with Prof this afternoon. Okay, so let's go to comment section. I have Ifeanyi Ogbuke Isaac, awesome, my most respected, resourceful, and digital dean. Wonderful, wonderful. Then, okay, still Ifeanyi is saying practical reality talks, sir. Okay, good. So if you are watching us from wherever you are, just send in your comment or your question, so that as we wait for Prof, as he returns, he will be able to take on any of the questions that you have for him. Okay, Prof is back again. Oh, so sorry for what is happening to you there, Prof. So sorry for what is happening with your network.
Yes,
so sorry for that.
I understand. Okay, yes, like you asked me, yes, about the education system producing ill-equipped students, graduates, right?
Yes, good, yes.
Okay, now that is what we are saying. It's like garbage in, garbage out. We blame everybody because the idea of having a system is to have the system run. If you have a system and you claim you love the system and you don't want the system to run as it should, then you don't love the system. Now, from everybody in position, from the presidency to the governors, even down to persons at the local government, to the families, even to the graduates themselves, we must tell ourselves the truth. When you go to school, are you learning properly? When you go to school for 4 years, for instance, for a 4-year program, you say you're a regular student. Are you regular for your studies? Are you regular in the classroom? Or are you irregular? 4 years is not even enough time to learn. Because in those 4 years, okay, let's do an analysis. In every year out of the 4 years, people don't go to school. Let me take Nigeria. You're talking of 365 days. People don't go to school for 104 days. Because there are 52 weeks. And these 52 weeks, there are Saturday and Sunday. So you're talking of 52 times 2, 104 days. Ordinarily, where students will not go to school. Now, let's also take the public holidays. Let's also take times where there will be strike and all. So you can see in a period of 4 years, which is 48 months, serious learning may not even happen for more than 12 months. Imagine where a student fails to go to school for those 12 months. The student may not have learned for more than 6 months. And imagine where students don't learn on their own because they are interested in so many things. Especially now, students do all kinds of things. They want to earn money that are not due. They enter Yahoo, they go to parties, they do all kinds of things. So why the system does not have adequate, checks and balances for making sure that students are well taught? The students themselves have not done enough to be sure that they teach themselves and learn enough. So where do we go from there? We end up having ill-trained graduates. Persons who cannot sometimes even write their names. We have seen it happen. Those persons who say they graduated, they are coppers, they can't even write common applications. So of what value are they to the society? No value at all. So what we are saying is that we must rejig the system. We must change the narrative where people should learn. I wish it's possible to say that going to school is like learning a craft. They do whatever they need to do. Before you know it, they get a certificate. And parents are in all this. Parents will come, they will even get to the institutions, they will even talk to the lecturer, they will talk to the whoever is taking care. Please, this is my child, this is my work, help. So we all are part of it. And we are saying that that is why the system is not working. Yes, we have ill-equipped graduates who cannot even do what they were in school to be trained for. And that is why the system is running down. So I want to say that a lot needs to be done because education is at a crossroad as we speak, especially in Nigeria, in Africa, and so many other places. Let the truth be told. Any person who is just saying it is not so, it is not true, it is not all that way, that person is not being frank. Let us be frank so that we can change the situation. So that is my take on it. Yes, we have a problem. Graduates are ill-equipped. They can't do the job for which they are trained. And it is too bad for everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Prof, I'm happy, as usual, you will be frank on this, on all the issues that we have raised so far. And right now, you just talked about why the students are ill-equipped. Some of them are not serious with their academics, with their studies, and then because of the whole system, the strike and all of that. Okay, now, so this is one of the reasons why we have uneducated graduates, so to say. So now let me take you back to what we can do. And again, we were talking about when they leave school and they want to. Okay, the life after school is not also easy for them, because they don't have any knowledge of enterprise development skills, and then the employability skills that are soft skills that they are supposed to have. They don't also have because of a strict curriculum that they adapt, all through their studies. So now I want us to know how we can create a balance between the school system, that's the curriculum, then entrepreneurship development studies, and then employability skills, because the two of them that I mentioned last are not part of the school system. So how can we create a balance so that while they go through their curriculum, they also learn entrepreneurship development skills as well as employability skills for those that want to go into paid employments after school? So how can we create a balance so that the system can begin to produce students, graduates that are ready to work or they are ready to create jobs for themselves? So how can we do that?
Okay. I think in the first place, we should be able to tell ourselves that going to school and earning a degree should not just be that you want to get a piece of paper. It should be that you want to help the system. You want to add value to life. And you want to it's just a bogus piece of paper that has no value, doesn't make sense. So that's where entrepreneurship comes in, and that's where the issue of employability comes in. So now, many of the curriculum, we must ensure that curricula of universities are tailored towards achieving, a synergy with ensuring that societal problems are solved. You cannot just train people in an area and they have no gain for society, and the person cannot stand on his or her own legs. So I think NUC having this focus now that we should do entrepreneurship as part of training for students is very important. So that if somebody is training in a particular discipline, let the person also learn a trade, so that even beyond your certification in the university, there's something else you can do, and it has been paying off. At least students, I know many of them who can sew, and they're already making enough money from sewing, and they're happy about it. So what it means that if these students who learn sewing, like somebody is an engineer, but the person is into fashion and design, and you ask the person, no, please, I like what I'm doing. Somebody is a medical doctor, he's into something else, and you say, please, I think I have my piece. I have my degree, I have my certificate as a doctor, but this is what I love to do most. So it's good to create that opportunity for entrepreneurship and let the students know that this is in their own interest. There must be real orientation for them to know that it's in their own interest, to have hands-on on what to do. Then the issue of employability becomes easy, because you know that before even you go to start looking for a job, you have something doing. Now it makes them also relaxed. They don't become desperate. The issue of doing things that are odd, or going the wrong way, prostitution, armed robbery, banditry, will also be lessened. Because even while the person is in school, the person is already doing something and earning money. So I think that is the way to go, so that we can create a balance. Because if we continue to insist that it's about a piece of paper, and then that piece of paper, you must use it to get a job, and the jobs are not coming, and somebody is at home for a month, 2 months, 3 years, 10 years, frustration will set in. And him that is down will fear no fall. The person will now go into anything, including robbery and all kinds of things. So the issue of Yahoo boys is a case in point. So we want them to go into entrepreneurship, but not into Yahoo. If they can now use that talent of, a computer to design websites and do all kinds of things, they can help, but not to use it for fraud. So I think we can also redirect the energies, even those of them who can do computers. So that is how I feel about it.
Very good. Thank you so much, sir. And let me use this opportunity to also, commend the NUC for introducing entrepreneurship development, maybe courses in the universities. I think this is a way forward, for the system. Even though I wanted to, talk about it, but it's a good way. I mean, it's a good way to start, because entrepreneurship development is not just about skill acquisition. For what I know that is happening now is purely skill acquisition. That's not all about entrepreneurship, but it's good that something in that direction has started. Maybe from there they take it up to learning, exposing them to how to manage business and all of that, design thinking, how to pitch, pitching techniques and all of that. That's our core area at the Ugwumba Leadership Center.
Yes,
so let me help you with that, sir. I commend the school system, the NUC for introducing that. So it's a way to go, and we pray that the young people there will accept it and then see what they can do for themselves instead of running around when they finish school with their certificate, just like you just mentioned. So, Prof, thank you, and then let me take you to another critical area that I want you to talk to us about, because like I said before, you are a development activist and you stand for the truth always. I've known you for years now. So, Prof, I want to talk about the private sector participation. Private sector participation. Has it helped to improve the system, or is it helping to kill it? You know, because education has now become a big business for private sector operators. So I want to know, is it helping? Is it affecting the standard of education in the country in any way? Let's have your opinion, sir.
Well, everything affects everything. We are talking of private sector participation in education. It's not a business. Like the man who is manufacturing bread, you know, producing bread, is not doing it because he loves us. He's doing it for business. The man who set up that university, that college of education, that secondary school, is also doing it for business. All we are saying is let there be proper regulation. But the primary thing about private sector participation in education is because they want to make money. And they are making the money, they are also there strongly because the government itself is not doing the right thing. Because if government is doing the right thing, government will also give them a good chase and a good challenge. But government has not succeeded in doing so. And because some of these schools are also owned by them, the operators, that is how do I put it, those in power, they will make sure that the government schools don't run well, so that people will continue to patronize their own. But that is unfortunate. Now, how does it affect the system? It affects the system very, very much. Because if somebody is aware that government schools, public universities normally go on strike, and it takes average of 6 years to finish a 4-year program, they will prefer to go to private schools. So it's affecting, no doubt about that. And then, you know, people also get around to give the untrue position that private schools are better than public schools. It is not true. Yes, sometimes they have better facilities, but government schools have the best minds as well. So we are feeling that the only way, there's nothing wrong in having private sector participation in education, but let it be synchronized. Let it not be done, you know, so that one area will benefit more than the other. Or like we say, let us run this place down so that our own will boom. That is the kind of thing that happens in Nigeria. You see people, because they have a school, they will make sure that the government school under their care does not flourish, so that their own will flourish. So that is the way it happens, especially in our system. But ordinarily, it should not affect the standard. It's more like saying the more the merrier. We have had situations where the private schools, notwithstanding that they said they are best, they are this, but in debates, in competitions, they have not done better than the public schools. They have not done better. Their students have not done better, whether in sports or anywhere. So that is still to tell you that the public schools are relevant, but there must be a synergy. We don't want one, you know, out running the other or trying to undo the other. So private sector participation is good, but for me, it's just business. Business because a lot of money comes in. And that is why government is like not doing the right thing. How can government not do the same thing? If people are into university education and they are making so much money, why can't government make also as much money and maintain their own schools and maintain their own teachers and all? Why must there be strikes always if these other people are not going on strike? Why can't government buy reagents and consumables and teach their people all the practicals? Why can't the books? Every year NUC will go for accreditation. Why wouldn't the accreditation be really, really benchmark, as they say, so that people will learn the right things? So I think that we have all it there, but it's also systemic. And the earlier we start attending to them, we start you know, making sure things are well done, the better for us. So yes, it is business, but it is good. We need private sector participation because many of them have added a lot of value, and we need more of them, so that it will be better for all of us.
Okay, Prof, let me raise another question quickly in this regard. My worry about the private sector participation is that no, you see them admitting students with JAM, maybe 181, any score you have in JAM, you can get access to private so long as you can afford the fees. So what can government do in that regard? Because if you are not taken by you are not offered admission in the federal university or state university because of your score in the JAM, and then all of a sudden you go to a private school and you're offered admission with the same JAM result. So what can we say about that?
Well, what we call caps. So JAM is that pass mark for an exam, and the public university, because they are high water mark, says they will admit for 180, and the private university says they will take as low as 120. Well, that is it. Because JAM has already said that if you scored 120 or 100, you have passed. So usually exam is not a true test of knowledge. So when those people enter school, and the lecturers are also right in their regularity to lectures, and the students are there to learn, they will even do better than the public schools, where the JAM score is high, where the students refuse to attend lectures, where the lecturers refuse to attend classes, and where all kinds of vices are pervasive. But truth is that let's also take it that when they finish from these private schools with their 100% score in JAM or 120, and let's take it, don't they pass? The truth is that they pass too. They pass. So we are saying that let there be regulation, and let this regulation be strict, so that the private schools will not do under.
Hello, Prof, are you there?
No, it's just that. So we should insist and maintain that standard.
Okay, good. Thank you for that clarification. Because it has been an issue, in my mind, and trying to see how that can be resolved. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show this afternoon, and we are talking about education, a tool for transformation, with Professor Okee Okoro, the Dean of Student Affairs, Imo State University, Owerri, and it's been so wonderful and really eye-opening and highly educative. Prof, let's go to comment section. I have some people that are here. They've been talking and commenting about what we are discussing this afternoon. So I have the likes of Ifeanyi Ogwuike said, awesome, my most respected, resourceful, and digital dean. Okay, good. Then I have here Ebere Mokeji. She said, big business indeed. Big business indeed. Then, okay, Ebere also saying, Prof. Okee Okoro is a big tool. Wonderful. And then I have A.B. Elezianya. Oh, good.
Thank you.
She said, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So, Prof, it means you have been.
Thank you.
Yes. You've been inspiring them and also opening their eyes to a number of issues that they never knew about before now. Okay, so now let's go to the big one, Prof. Now, I want us to talk about education and politics, and governance. Now, it's a pity that at this age of our democracy, and that we see how people who are low average, who are below average, they still occupy sensitive positions, leadership positions in government, maybe as politicians or as government officials, generally. So how come we still have people that don't understand what a development means, you know, still occupying and running the system for us? Did you hear that?
That is really our problem in Nigeria. Our problem in Nigeria is that, yes, I heard you. Can I go on?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I said in Nigeria, we place emphasis where we should not. Ordinarily, a proper place, a proper climb, a true enclave will select quality persons to be in positions of authority. But in Nigeria, it's more like a brigandage. Anybody who has the power, the roughness to climb to shore becomes the person in charge. If not, you cannot have those who are not supposed to be in positions, occupy those positions. But then we look at the Constitution. The Constitution said that all you need is just O level. The same Constitution that will not want you to become a lecturer unless you have a doctorate. We will say that you can become a governor, a president just with O level. So it's about the Constitution. But the truth is that you don't even need a degree. You don't need a high-level degree. You don't need to be a professor to be in a position of authority. All you need to do is to show evidence of good citizenship. And how do you show that? Over the years, you're given things to manage, you're in positions of authority, and then people will say, yes, this person has quality attitude. But even when we know that persons are not worthy, because they have money, because they have their so-called godfathers, because they can cheat and do all kinds of things in the name of election or selection, if you ask me. They get to positions. They start amassing money. They start building contacts. And before you know it, they entrench themselves and they stay there forever. That is the issue. So many of the persons who are there as our leaders in positions of authority were not put by us. They were not put by us. They were forced on us. They foisted themselves on us. So we feel that the issue of how come that people are where they are nothing we can do. It's beyond us. Until we get to the point where we can do quality elections, where we can do real orientation for ourselves, and say this is the quality and caliber of persons who should represent us. That is the only time we can be talking of leader. For now, we just have persons in authority. I'm not discounting everybody. There are still very good quality people in leadership positions. But because so many of them are not of good quality, that's why the value we should derive, we are not deriving it. If not, tell me why the road should be bad. Tell me why there should be no electricity. Tell me why somebody will be talking about let's train our people well in education. We have been a country, an independent nation for 60 years, and we can't even give ourselves electricity. I was feeling that even if an administration comes to say we'll provide the electricity, in 4 years they should be able to provide the electricity. The next one comes, say we'll give good roads. In 4 years, they should be able to give good roads. How can a country like Nigeria not have good health care? That our president will be going overseas, even for health situations. It is wrong. We have enough money. We can spend ₦1 trillion, it's our money, to build a quality health facility in Abuja. It takes any person 7,000 or so to get to Abuja to get cured. is better than traveling overseas. Why can't we do it over the years? 1 trillion. What will it remove from us when it is for all of us? But they will not think along that line. People will be thinking of padding the budget, money that will get to them so that they will build houses, so that they will buy houses in Dubai and in America. So of what use is that house when they are here in Nigeria? Only to go there and spend 2 weeks perhaps in 1 year. There must be a very conscious effort to re-educate and reorient our people, both those who are voting and those who are being voted for. So that's why we still have all kinds of persons everywhere. We don't cherish polity in our system. We don't know what it means to be good citizens. You cannot run against your country, against your community, against your state, and you say you're a good citizen. You're not supposed to be in leadership position. So that's the truth. And if you claim you went to school, if you are a professor, and all you're thinking is how to make money, and you're not thinking of somebody who has worked for 35 years or for 60 until his 60th birthday to get his or her drinking wine and drinking and doing all kinds of things, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. We should know that we don't live here forever. As I'm speaking, maybe I just breathe in and I can't breathe out and I'm dead. So whatever thing I've kept somewhere is useless. Nothing will even be put in the grave for me. So why are you amassing the money? And causing pain for the other person. Why can't you use the money? Why would they? Why can't you invest that money, knowing that he's making about $1 billion from that contract? System not punish such a person. If the jail term is 10 years, why wouldn't the person go to jail and stay there for 10 years? So it's a whole lot of things. And it's time we start changing the narrative. This time around, people must come to authority, to power, that will say we can't take it any longer. The level of trouble we're having is because of this kind of situation. They are causing problems for all of us. Look at the level of banditry. Look at the level of hooliganism. It's because people refuse to do the right thing. So I think it will change. And that is what education is all about. It's not about being a professor. It's not about ensuring that you have this or you have certificates. No, it's about making sure you do the right thing. Doing the right thing is being educated. And that is what this platform is for. So that you now change the orientation of Nigerians so that they will start cherishing what is proper. Thank you very much.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you mean that we shouldn't bother about the level of education of our public officers, but we should be concerned about whether they are good citizens of the nation. I think that's the paramount in what you just said. Okay, so Prof, this is about 1 hour plus we've been on the show, despite the few issues that we have with your network there in Owerri. We really apologize, to our audience, for the in and out you've been on the show. So finally, okay, finally, let me ask you, Prof. We have spoken. You have said a lot about the education and what that is wrong with the system and what we. So now we want to go to what we can do. Oh, Prof is gone now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on the show with Professor Okee Okoro, and we are reaching you from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. So to reach us, you simply go to www.ugwumbaleaders.org, or you go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/UgwumbaLeaders, or on LinkedIn at www.linkedin.com/company/UgwumbaLeaders. If you get to any of these platforms, you can reach us, so that we get to know what you are talking about. Then if you want to be part of the show, even after we are done, you can go to our Facebook, www.facebook.com/UgwumbaLeaders, and ask your questions and your comments. I'm sure that Prof will also be there to respond to you, even as we call it a day on the show. So Prof, welcome back again. It's been really wonderful, and Yes, yes, expository. So now I want to take you to what we can do about the system. So revamping the failing system, what must the government, the teachers, the parents, and students do to revamp the failing education system in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you. Well, this is just like talking to everybody. The government must know that education is important for citizens. Government should know. And government should know that it's a constitutional provision.
Oh, another hitch again. Oh, okay. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, okay, I wanted Prof to tell us how we can revamp the system, all the stakeholders, the government, the parents, the teachers, and the students themselves. So what must each of these stakeholders do to be able to revamp the failing education system in the country? So Prof, you're welcome back.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying is that government must take the gauntlet and know that it is in a position to do a lot. One, it is a fundamental duty of government to provide education for its citizens. So failing to do that, government has failed in its responsibilities. And not just education, but good education, where all kinds of things will be taught so that people will become good citizens. So the facilities should be right, and of course, the environment should be proper. That is one. Then government should also have enough checks and balances. Like you have the National Universities Commission and other bodies that check what institutions do. Government should also make sure that what the private persons in education are doing is checked so that there will be symphony, so that people are not unusually pushed around based on what somebody wants, or those who just want money out of the system. So if government has done all that, providing facilities and all the enabling environment, then parents themselves should also ensure that they don't push their children to do what the parents want. Many parents are so selfish. After living their lives, they want to also live their lives for their own children. You want your child to be a doctor, you want your child to be a nurse, you want your child to be this, you want your child to be that. It's wrong. Yeah, try to, go the students, your children on, try to help them to realize their potentials, but don't push them to where you feel they should go. A child may want to be a footballer, another child may want to be a musician. Don't tell them, no, why must you be a musician? Because in life, no trade, no profession, no vocation has shown that it is better than the other. What is important is to do something with glee and with principles. Then for the students themselves, they must tell themselves the truth. You have to do the right thing. If you have opportunity to go to school, make sure you utilize the opportunity. Make sure that for the period you're in school. Leave every other thing. Everything has its own time. Time for school, as means a 4-year program, just 4 years, 48 months. In those 48 months, make sure you put yourself into that particular business, after which you will come out better. But if after 4 years of school, for instance, and you come out not better than even when you enter, then something is wrong. And then the society as a whole should also know and stop putting emphasis so much on wealth and then this money issue. That's why if somebody says he's a graduate and comes to marry somebody, for instance, somebody say, yes, graduate my foot. What does he bring to the table? So that's why people now feel that it's better to make money than even go to school. But if you go to school, you have been given a platform even to make money. So society, the government, the parents, and the students, every person has a role to play. And I think that if we are playing our roles, based on the Constitution, based on our training as human beings, and knowing that whatever we do that does not add value to us, to the other, and to the society is not right, I think that would be fair, and that will help the system. So that is what it is. If you want to revamp the failing system, every person and all hands must be on deck. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we've been able to, have this conversation despite all the challenges, that came around the way. So, Prof, this is 1 hour, 10 minutes that you have been here, and we can't keep you for longer than this. So it's been wonderful having you. I know you're very busy, and so sorry for keeping you until this time, during the show. I promise it will be 1 hour, but you are beyond 1 hour. So it's a pity for that, and we appreciate you for your sincere, comments and outpouring of, the truth about the system, especially what needs to be done. The government, the role of the government, the role of the teachers, the parents, and the students. You have enumerated all of this, and I'm sure that whoever that comes across the studio, wherever in the UK or in the US, in Nigeria, wherever they play the video, they will be able to understand that you have really done justice to this topic, which is the education as a tool for transformation. You have clearly told us that with education, a lot can begin to happen for us. With education, the system will improve surely. And then you have also told us that education is not just about going to school, to have a certificate and come out and begin to run about, doing the things that you want to do. Education is much more than that. It has to be a total transformation of the individual, and then you bring that which you have learned, the skills you have acquired, to the society at large, and become a good citizen of the society. Thank you so much, Prof, for being with us all along. All through this 1 hour, 12 minutes that we have been here. And so sorry for all the challenges you face. I'm sure that next time when you're coming on the show, you have something better that will not interrupt the discussion. Thank you so much, Prof. Is there anything you want to say before I let you go? Do you have any final word before I let you go? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the much we can do on the show this afternoon, and it's been really amazing despite the challenges. Like I said before, we have had a lot of takeaways from this discussion. We have had a lot of takeaways. Oh, Prof is back. Prof, I wanted to know if you have any final word before I let you go.
Yeah, the final word is to say, well, I want to thank you and your crew, especially my friend and brother Ugwumba Uchenwosu himself, for giving us this opportunity so that we can talk to the world and tell them a few things that are good for everybody. I also want to say to all of us, especially those in government and then the society at large, that education is important, but we have always gone the wrong way. The wrong way because there's a systemic problem, and it is now a systemic damage in the education system. Every person is keeping a blind eye. Nobody is insisting. Even when people do the wrong things, they are so we should know being on the show. I want to say that I am happy, and I know that from now on, a few things we have said will help the system, so that students who take them and then implementers should also ensure that these things are done well. Even NUC and all, they should be strong at it. Private persons in education should not also look at money. It's not about making money. You know, they should, and then God bless to everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Prof, we are so happy to have you on the show this afternoon. And I'm sure that when we bring you again, you will oblige us and then be, you know, at it again. So this is why we call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been so wonderful having you. God bless you. And I know that you will